January 23rd, National Pie Day. Today, we're not doing a dessert. I know there's a lot of them throughout the rest of the year that we're probably going to have to do specific pie days like blueberry pie or strawberry pie. Plus, for some reason, this calendar loves to throw us something completely out of season to do. So rather than trying to do a fruit pie today, we're going to actually make something for dinner. We're going to do cottage pie. Now, cottage pie, for those of you that don't know, is very similar to a shepherd's pie, if you've heard of that. The difference between the two, shepherd's pie is usually ground lamb, and cottage pie is usually ground beef. So we're doing ground beef cottage pie today. Alrighty, let's take a look and see what we need. This one's a lot of steps in this one, but it's going to be worth it. Alrighty? Okay, for today we need some olive oil, 2 pounds of ground beef, a cup of chopped onion, a cup of chopped carrots, a cup of chopped celery, 2 garlic cloves finely chopped, some plain flour, 3 tablespoons, a tablespoon of tomato puree, a half a cup of red wine, 3½ cups of beef stock, 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, some fresh thyme, potatoes, milk, butter, cheddar cheese. Alrighty. Alright, so we want to start with our potatoes and get those on the stove and working first. So we quartered our potatoes. I'm using Yukon Gold potatoes because I love the flavor of these, and we have to make a mash out of this, and I love Yukon Gold mashed potatoes. So that's what we're doing. We're going to put these on the stove to boil about 15 minutes till they're nice and tender. Okay, so get yourself a nice, deep, large skillet. Okay, we got the fire going on it. We drizzle a little olive oil inside. And now we're going to take our ground beef and we're going to throw that in there and get that cooking away. You want to break it up as much as you can, and we're just going to brown this. Okay? Okay, so our meat is nice and browned. So what we're going to do is remove it from the pan and put it into a clean bowl. Don't use the same bowl that you took your meat out of the first time when it was raw. Okay. Okay, so then once your meat is out of the pan, you're going to use the same pan, a little olive oil in the pan, get that heated. We're going to throw in our onions, our celery, and our carrots. Okay? And we're going to cook these down. Okay, so our vegetables have been cooking down for about 10-15 minutes or so. Okay, so now we're going to add our garlic right to it. We're going to add our tomato paste. Probably should have used my spatula for that. And we're going to mix that together. And then we're going to sprinkle in our flour, okay? Because this later on is going to thicken up our sauce for this, okay? So you just want to kind of cook it for a minute or two just to kind of get the flour cooked down a little bit, mixed in really well. Okay, now at this point you want to add your beef mixture or your ground beef back to your pan. Okay, mix it in real good with the vegetables. Okay, and then you're going to add your wine. Half a cup of red wine, and use that to deglaze your pan. Scrape the bottom, get all the flavor off the bottom because that's where it's at. And then once you got that kind of reduced a little bit, now you're going to add your beef stock, about 3½ cups. Okay. And then finally you're going to add your Worcestershire and your thyme. Okay. That's it. Now all your stuff is in here. We're just going to let it simmer down, simmer down, simmer down. Okay. You want this to reduce so it becomes a thicker gravied meat mixture. Not so, as you can see, it's watery because the flour and everything, once everything incorporates, it'll definitely thicken up, okay? So we're going to reduce this down. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, so our filling is going at a good pace here. It's reducing down. We want to make sure it's nice and thick, before we assemble our pie. So that's cooking down. While that's going, our potatoes are ready. So we've drained our potatoes. I'm going to put them into this bowl for the mixer. I'm actually going to use my mixer to make this mash. Okay. I have 2 tablespoons of butter I'm going to drop in. That'll melt because it's obviously very hot. And then we have about a cup of milk. But we'll add a little bit at a time. Don't just dump it in, because you want to watch your consistency of your mash, because obviously you don't want running mashed potatoes for this. The final thing you're going to add is some shredded, I'm using extra sharp cheddar cheese to our mashed potatoes, because we want some nice cheesy mash on top of our cottage pie. Okay? Now you don't want to overwork this, so just make sure you scrape down your sides. And once your mash gets to that consistency that you want, like that, so it's nice and smooth but spreadable, we're done. Just waiting for that to finish. We're going to assemble this whole thing and throw it into our oven. You can turn your oven on now, about 425. Okay, so our beef mixture has been reducing for about a half hour now. It's really nice and thick, okay? Just maybe another minute or two to do that. But I was thinking at the same time, you know what? I really like peas. And since this is kind of pie-ish, in a sense, I'm going to put some peas in my meat mixture. You don't have to do it. If you hate peas, don't use peas. Some people put corn, some people, this is the point of these recipes is, this is the basic, but then you take it wherever you want to take it to make it your own. I felt like having peas in mine. I put peas. Alrighty, so we're going to cook this just another minute or two, and then we're going to form our casserole, our cottage pie. Alrighty, so we've got a nice casserole dish here, and what we're going to do is just put our meat mixture into this casserole. And we're just going to kind of spread that along the bottom here. Good. And then we're going to take our mashed potatoes, or cheesy mashed potatoes, and we're going to put that right on the top. Okay. And then you just want to spread it evenly and make a nice, even layer of potatoes on the top of your dish. Okay, there you go. It's ready for the oven. Smoothed out the mashed potatoes, and we sprinkled some more cheese on the top too. Alrighty, we're going to put this in about 25-30 minutes into a 400 oven, and then we're going to taste this one. Wow, can't wait to dig into this. Happy Pie Day! Alrighty, there she is right out of the oven. Nice and golden brown on the top and bubbly with the cheese and the potatoes. We're going to let this one rest, and then we're digging into this. Beef, it's what's for dinner. Alright, it's been resting for a little while, so now let's dig into this and see what we got. Ooh, nice crispy potato crust. Oh yeah, look at that. You see that? Oh boy. This is going to be a good one, I'll tell you. This is way better than some fruit pie. Let's see. Get some nice meat. Wow. That is some good comfort food, I'll tell you. You got a blizzard coming? This is the stuff to have. Alright, some Let me finish my cottage pie. Have a great pie day yourself. See you tomorrow.